Okay, I got the scare of my life today. I got a message that my YouTube channel was getting shut down for violation. And I always, I was wondering what I did. So, I mean, I didn't think I did anything, but you never know. These days, you never know. But if you can't hear me, let me know. I've been having different issues with my computer. I had a, I had to literally sync my phone to my laptop. And then after I did that, I had to get a Microsoft app. And then I was scammed not too long ago. So I ended up getting a new bank. It's been a exciting week, I guess you could say. But I did get champagne blonde in my hair. I was hoping that would be interesting. I'm trying to get a different look. I didn't want to go too blonde, but I wanted a different color that kind of made me look a little better. So I think this one has a lot of glare. Oh, okay. Well, it's some glare, but it's not as bad. I just got all these different lamps. I've been trying to fix. I have a computer that's been on hospice for a long time, and I don't know how I even got it moving for live chat, but I'm over here, and I'm not gonna lie, I would have sad if I couldn't talk to you guys. I just do enjoy doing my little stuff. I did get through cleaning. I got through with all of my laundry. I'm really excited about that, and I've been drinking this crystal water, and it's really helped me. I think it's helped me as much as the medical marijuana from the dispensary. It does keep me calm. I think though that shaman that was on that one network when he was saying about the different ones that you're allowed to put in the water and how the minerals could like certain minerals can help your brain and calm down. I think it really helped me. I think I'm gonna take the same water bottle to work because I need to keep drinking it. I mean, it kept me calm when I was trying to figure out what I did wrong on YouTube because I try to follow every rule and I'm very prolific about it. I guess that's word of the day. Oh, hi Patricia. Yeah, my YouTube channel. I don't know. There was some kind of mistake, thank God, because they said I was shut down, and I like to come over here to talk. What am I supposed to do? To go to Instagram and get a bunch of people flirting with me over there? They're relentless. I'm trying to get some of my lighting issues done here. I think I got too much going on over here. Here, I'm gonna try this. Make it more Halloweeny. I don't know. It's a little better. I got a whole communication center. I have one computer that's hooked up to a phone, and my computer is hooked up to a speaker. So I guess essentially I gave it some new life. So, but if you got a question, I'll answer it. But I feel, I was sad that I wouldn't come over here and talk to nobody because I like coming over here talking to you guys. But let me know if you can't hear me because I know I did a speaker boost on this computer. I know I did a speaker boost and a bunch of stuff on this computer, so I had a lot of stuff going on. And I had to put my big brain to use. And it was crazy, but I did it. I always did be doing all this stuff. And I'll tell you, if you ever get in a pinch with your laundry, the ancient Egyptians, they used to, it was like, well, no, just not the Egyptians. A lot of people would have like soaking places for your laundry, for their laundry. And they would be like little pools where people would take their, and they, all the oils and stuff that was around, they'd put in this like rose water and different kind of stuff. So the laundromat cost me $60. The thing is I'm not trying to be at the laundromat spending $60. I don't think anyone should spend $60 at the laundromat. So I mean, they have real hot water at my apartment. So I just went ahead and I soaked it in Dawn liquid soap. Because Dawn is good for like if you have animals to get animal smells out and stuff. And I used that and I soaked it in the tub. And then I had like a old dog cage. It was clean and everything, but I was use it to prop everything up and get the water running down. And then I just have all these different fans, so I put in my living room, and I'm gonna save myself $60 in laundry. And there's nothing wrong with that. There really isn't. It's actually everything came out like super clean. I just told my husband I'm just done with the laundromat. And he said, hey, as long as we're getting clean. And honestly, if it's just like you and another person, why not? So, alright, let me see what I got here. You got Scorpio's current energy feelings at the moment. We are talking, and I'm done because he's weird, obsessed, and non-committal. It sounds to me like he's just not ready for relationship. But I could do a path reading on your on the situation if you'd like. But you got to realize that free will is for you and for him. So if you choose to just have a more or less chaotic path, there's nothing wrong with that. I just putting that out there. I do it a lot. I try not to have a chaotic path in my life. And that's all our choices. You could choose to jump off a bridge or choose not to. That's what my mom used to tell me when I was younger. If you jumped off the bridge, whatever, would just because everyone else did, would you? I thought it was ridiculous, but it's kind of the same thing. But it's just like, everybody has their own free will. But the pathway on that situation is avoid coarse moon. And that just means that you're not going to have a long term commitment. I mean, whatever romantic stuff you guys had still counts. It's still a life experience and things of that sort. So, and it's surrounded by a new moon in Aries and a full moon in Gemini. So, when you get the full moon in Aries, it's usually a justice card, and it means that you have to sometimes just move on. Aries is just lets you know that sometimes you gotta be strong enough to get up on your own. And you also have a full moon in Gemini, and this just is a card it lets you know you have the answers that you need are coming towards you. So, I mean, honestly, I would take this as a learning experience. and maybe try to heal from it. Maybe get yourself, I would meditate, and honestly, I would get a purple stone, like an amethyst or something, or even a rose quartz, and maybe just look for self love and maybe just ask the universe to let you kind of let go of the negativity, which is really hard. And I get it. So, and I hope that was helpful. And life will get better, I promise you. We all go through phases in our life before we meet the one we're supposed to be with forever. That's just how life is. It really kind of sucks at times, but it is what it is in that standpoint. All right. Jasso Camino. Oh, hello. How are you? All right. So you want to know about you want a financial reading, pretty much. So I'll do a financial pathway for you. And there's nothing wrong with looking at financial things. I know spirits thinks we're silly because we worry about money, but we're alive and sometimes we have to. So, I mean, that's what's a lot of times you don't understand. But you got a full moon in Sagittarius. You're very ambitious. I'm picking that up. And I am too. I'm a very ambitious person and I like to always be doing things. So, and I feel like we're one and the same. But you're surrounded, and the full moon in Sagittarius just says that sometimes to get to point A to point C, you got to go to point B. That's all that really means. It means there's steps involved. That's all that full moon in Sagittarius means. And in your financial is surrounded by a waxing crescent moon and a waning moon, which is good because the crescent moon just says to have faith in what you manifest, your dreams. And the waning moon is pretty much releasing like anxiety or stress and things like that. I feel there's going to be an opportunity that's going to come your way, but it's just going to take some preparation. So I feel it's going to be good for you, but maybe just try to get some crystals and manifest and stuff because I've been hearing good things about all this. But they tell you to not, all the shamans say don't overdo the crystals. And you got to treat them with dignity and all this other stuff. But maybe the crystals could just help you get through point B to C. I mean, the crystal water is helping me immensely with my anxiety. I will say that. I don't know if it's the placebo effect where people like they give someone sugar pills and somebody doesn't, it has the actual pills and they get the same effect. I'm either on the placebo effect or it really works. I don't know. But either way, I guess I had to drink water and quartz does it was used for water filtration in a lot of different cultures sometimes. So oh it's this one. It's messed up. I don't like when my stuff is folded funny. Alright. My name is Kayla. Yeah, what's coming for me in my life? So you want a love reading? So I'm taking that as love. And that's the great, is it creator? think it's prettier. Oh, okay. A new subscriber. Look at that. I try. I'm trying to. I got myself a new hairstyle. I'm trying to be kind of fancy over here, trying to find a good style and stuff. I think I might look a little better with short hair. But your love reading is in the Gibeus moon, and this was not the new subscriber. It's the one before you. And the Gibeus moon just means you're just close to finding the person that would be your life mate. And your love reading surrounded by a full moon in Virgo and a full moon in Cancer. And all this means is a full moon of Virgo means you're kind of have self doubt and you're just going through an adjustment period. So just remember, like, it's a self confidence card, I would say. And the full moon in Cancer is just when something that you needed to be coming to end, and just these little issues that eat you up until you come to the end of the cycle. So, and I'm picking up it's from an ex, somebody that you fancied, and it's all coming to full circle. Then you can move on. So that's what I got here. All right, SH and a butterfly. I think that is. All right, you want a love reading also, and I think I'm seeing SH and a butterfly. So, oh hi, Amira. I think it's Amira. I think so. It looks like Amira. All right, your love reading, my friend SH with the butterfly. I love how I love the new names. I like how you can have everybody have a nickname coming on. I think that's really cool. Anyways, your love reading is the pathways in a fixed moon. And all this means is the person's there, he just kind of it hasn't been the right time for him to appear. Sometimes when spirits send somebody that's going to be lasting in a long lasting relationship, they like to make sure the circumstances are right, and timing is very important to the spirit world. And you got to remember that. So it hasn't happened yet, and the person's around, but it will present itself. I'm seeing it's going to. It's just going to be a little bit for this happens. And it's okay. Sometimes it's better for something to happen later than sooner. But it's surrounded. Your love life also surrounded by a dissembling moon and a new moon. And the dissembling moon just tells you to remember to try to take care of yourself and relax and let out negative thoughts and energy. It's all a dissembling moon says. It's all positive. It really is. And you're also surrounded by a new moon, which means a new start. And it's a new start in your whole life, and in where you can pick a path of something that makes you happy and gives you enlightenment. It could be anything. It could be painting, it could be arts, it could be writing. Just do something that you always wanted to do, even if it was cleaning a certain section of your house. Just do something to make yourself feel better, or go on a spa trip, or get a pedicure kit and do your own pedicure. I do my own pedicures and my own manicures. It's very easy to get one of those. You can get an acrylic gun from Amazon for like you can get a nice one for like $50. I got it through COVID on Amazon, and It's incredible. I use it all the time. I have not had to get a mani or a pedi for God years. You just literally when you grind the nail down a little bit, if you I don't do my nails up here. I feel that I'm in medical and it's just the nail polish just gonna come off where the nails. And it's not a good idea because dirt can get under them. So I just honestly just do my pedi with it, and it's nice because you thin out your nails and you're supposed to thin out the top and make it kind of flat, and then cut them obviously, and then after you smooth it out, then you paint your nails, and that's what they do at the hair salon. Honest to God. I did this myself with my hair. I just layered it, and as it gets longer, I'm just going to keep the layers going. And it's so easy. And you pay these guys like a lot of money. And for what? God, it's like sometimes $50 to get your hair cut. I just would rather figure out do it myself and maybe go a little short and figure it out and then just let it grow out the way I want it for the amount of money they wanted. So people think you're rich out in this world. All right. All right. Hi. I like. Okay, this is Amara. Amaria? No. Amara. I liked maybe on last PLS. And may I have a general, please? Yeah, you can. I can give you a general reading. I mean, I'm a like, I know I've been like probably 10 or 20 years been doing readings, but you kind of like, I don't, it's always good to like get different perspectives, and I may see something and that won't make sense to me, but it'll make sense to you. This is how these things go. I'm not allowed to know everything about somebody because it would be breaking a lot of universal laws. So I only, what I'm allowed to see, I tell you. So just keep that in mind. And I'm just glad there are universal rules like this because it would be a bad thing if one person could see into someone's mind like that. It would be easy, I guess, if they were doing bad things, but it would lead to a lot of problems. So I'm just putting that out there. It's just how I feel about that kind of stuff. But your general reading for this month, we'll just do October since it's for the October here. You're in a full moon in Taurus for this month and for your general path. And this just means to reevaluate your dreams and goals and maybe start making some kind of plans of how you're going to, what you want to do with your goals and where you want to start, which isn't bad because that's where I'm at with my job and in my life in general. So, and it's surrounded by this October, surrounded by a third quarter moon and a full moon in Aries. There's going to be adjustments that are going to be required. And I feel it is both, I think it is job related. I feel job related and I feel home related, but not as much as job related with adjustments. And and this month it's a full moon in Aries you're surrounded by also. And this just means there's somebody that is angry at you for some reason and they're just taking things out on you for no reason. And people get like this when they get really angry and grouchy. So just be on the lookout that there's some angry, grouchy person that is possibly talking about you, but they're definitely trying to find out about you and they're kind of jealous. I don't know what that's all about, but when people are kind of jealous and weird around me, I just try to stay in my own lane and I try not to associate but be polite. That's really the best advice I have on that. They the meaner people are to you, just be nicer. And they don't know. You won't even really have to fight because they're going to be so confused that you're being nice. They're going to not know why you're being nice. So, but yeah, you can ask a question, Ashley. I'm here. Well, that's what I pick up on here, and honestly, that's not a bad reading, considering of all the crazy stuff going on in the world. Oh, you're welcome. I hope I was helpful, Amish. I really do. I try to be helpful over here. Oh, good evening, Margaret. How are you? I'm just so glad that YouTube reviewed my content because I didn't think I was that horrible of a person that didn't file content. I know of every once in a while I cuss and I try to stop the cussing. I really do. I try to hold back on this cussing because sometimes I cuss a little bit too much and I got potty mouth, but I've held back on the potty mouth. So I'm trying. And it is helping when I on slow mode with these questions. Because I can actually get a reading done and then the next question after it's been monitored by YouTube, if it's restricted or not, I won't get it. And the ones that aren't restricted, I get. So I notice if I go answer a question and YouTube restricts it, it's usually generally, I don't know why, but maybe it's not legit or from a bad source. I don't know, but it's just a lot easier just to answer the ones that YouTube pulls through. So give it a few minutes for the question to come through. But I think I'm getting better up here. I mean, this crystal water is addicting. I literally have a cup of tea that I really like with the right amount of sugar, and I just want to keep drinking this crystal water. I swear it gave me. I was so tired, and I ended up walking up the street even farther after drinking this crystal water. It's it's amazing, and I've been watching. It's called GAIA, Gaia, and it has a lot of like new and fun ideas. Like they have all the crystal experts on there. They have about the Templars. And honestly, I think I was friends with one of these guys in a former life. The Templars are amazing in the stuff they've done and the rich history of them, and they have a lot of stuff. And they have the Templar leaders in there that are in charge of the temples with their own little like segments for a half of an hour. They're pretty good. It's I don't know what that word is. Play. Oh well, hello. I don't know what that one word is. But hello, I'm glad that you tuned in. I try to be entertaining. I really do. I try to be very concise and nice and realistic about things because life is all about realistic. But then you have like the spiritual that kind of goes in, but all the spirits want us to do is be at peace and harmony. They really do. That's all they really care about. And I get it, to live and have a nice, healthy life and stuff, or not even healthy, just to live a life is a big deal in the universe. And the universe just wants us to be nice to each one another. I told my husband because he was talking about how he wants to. I'm going to take these off a minute because he likes to do rap music and all that. I told him I'll just be the one telling everyone to be nice and be peaceful. I feel that there's not enough good in the world, and that's why all of this craziness is going on. All of this just bad stuff. And maybe if everybody did get connected with their inner chi and their inner selves and really kind of just evolve, maybe society as a whole would be better, but there's always people that aren't going to. Because life is bigger than all of us, my friends. All of us. And we're in this world, and friends that you are friends with now is no accident. You were friends with them before. Your kindred souls. That's what they call them. And you see each other in every lifetime. I tell some of my residents when I'm with them, like when they're passing or the conversations you have before they pass, I just tell them we were kindred souls. Maybe when I get older, you'll be taking care of me. Sometimes there's a circle of souls that you follow, and that's a circle. Some people come in the circle early, some leave later on. Some come in early and leave early. It's just our pathway. It's messed up sometimes. It makes people feel all kinds of different ways, but it's what happens. So sometimes you just got to take time back, relax, try to reassure yourself that everything is going to be okay eventually. And generally it is. It just takes a while. Sometimes something hurtful goes on and changes your whole life and you're all messed up over things. I mean, there's always a way back to where you were. There's always hope. You should never give up on hope and never give up on goodness. Because no matter how dark you get, eventually you're going to go to the light because you're going to realize that there's no free will in the darkness. And you're never going to convince it of it because that's what it does. It restrains us from being who we are. And that's what the dark truly does. It doesn't sit there and scare you. It just works against your own fears. But it steals your life force because it wants your life force. And that's why you have to repel the darkness sometimes. And I do it through just crystals and meditation. Sometimes you could just doing relaxing and hanging out with your kids and doing something positive. The key is going and doing something positive. Even if you're going to church, that counts. It's something positive. It doesn't matter what church, it's whatever's positive's happening from that event. So, I mean, that's the best how I can describe it. It's how I seen when I died and came back. It's kind of how we life again. There's always something that repels against free will. Free will is always the light. If it's not free will and they're saying you have to do, I don't know. I mean, it's one thing at home when you have rules. I get that. But as an adult, when you're an adult, and I guess there's some rules you have to adhere by, but they never personally, I guess, should take away your free will. But sometimes, if you do something awful enough, free will have someone else step in and take you out, so you don't do that bad event, which would be your policeman and everything else. That's how spirits and things work for the better good. They work through circumstances that protect the innocent. So it's always, I like to stay on the good side of karma. I like to be laid back, relaxed. I don't like to be worrying about everything. Because if you worry about things, it sometimes you could pass up what is really good for you. There's like, if you're so worried about one activity, there could have been another activity that was equally as better that comes along. Just because you went through a traumatic event. Those people get rewarded the most, especially the victims. The victims of every situation eventually get rewarded very well. And generally, I'm the victim, as crazy as that sounds. I don't know why. I just always end up being the damsel in distress, even to this day. If something happens, I'm the damsel in distress. Something bad will happen, and then I'm always trying to do good things for people, so it always comes back on a more positive note. And there's nothing wrong with it. I just don't react to bad stuff, and I don't choose to add anger to a bad situation because I feel it's not good. Just like with my dog. I really I feel if you hit dogs or people, it makes them feel it's okay to hit other people. And if somebody watches you kill a lot of people and you're raised that way, you think it's okay to kill other people. You're sensitizing someone to the activity. That's why the most I've ever done to Chong was if he didn't listen to me, I put him in a cage. Because I never put him in a cage. When I leave for work, he's always out. He never bothers my stuff. He's a really good dog, and I literally just let him out, and I don't hit him, and he just realize if I'm doing my laundry and all that, he doesn't mess with my laundry, hasn't messed with my couches or nothing. But I feel it's because we have a good relationship because I choose not to use violence, and I can see why a lot of people that do healing and like Bob Marley was the most peaceful person on the planet. He never argued with anyone. Most of your world leaders, they don't argue with anyone. A priest will never argue with you. I feel the act of arguing too far with somebody, you could counteract with maybe a truth and facts, but to respond in anger, I feel makes it worse. And for animals, I feel that makes it worse altogether. Because I don't know, that's just some of my principles, how I always kind of felt. I mean, some people are different. They'll sit there and they say, "Oh, you gotta spank your kid. You gotta whoop that ass on your dog, and this and that." And it's like, why? You don't take a baby and when they come home and whoop them like that. I mean, dogs have the mentality of a 10 or 11-year-old. I mean, some of them get them to maybe a 15, but they're not as smart as us. And why would you sit there and beat the hell out of a 9 and 10-year-old? And this is what we do. And I don't think people realize, honestly, that what we're doing to hurt the situation because the poor dog's traumatized because he's a baby and he peed in the living room or whatever. Instead of reinforcing it with a puppy pad and maybe going in the cage for a little bit, you chose to spank them real hard and they're crying. I mean, that makes them fearful of going to the bathroom. And if you use excessive force, it makes you very fearful and because whatever energy you put out's coming back. So you're giving all that negative and it's coming back negative. But I think the strongest people in the world are the ones that can absorb a whole lot of negative energy and not get aggravated. Absorb it. And it's not so much just absorbing it. You gotta take it and use it and turn it around. And that is one of the hardest things to do. I do it a lot at work. Whatever negative energy comes to me, I take it, I take a deep breath, and I turn it around. And sometimes doing this is a good thing, and I feel it's a pretty decent practice. And it's hard. Oh, is it hard? You get aggravated. Sometimes you got to step out and side and smoke your vape or your cig if you smoke. And if you're at work, obviously you're not going to be getting high. Most places don't let you get high at work, but you have your cig or your nicotine vape and you're sitting outside, get sipping your coffee or whatever. Sometimes you just got to let it go. You got to let it go right there. And just reassess yourself, take a couple deep breaths, and people don't, and then they do something they regret later. This is what usually happens. I try not to have no regrets. When I do stuff, I I plan out things the way I would like it to be, and I don't have regrets because I do it the peaceful way I would have wanted to be done. And if people don't like how I do it or want to do it peacefully, I don't want to be involved in it if it's not peaceful. I've always been that way, and being an empath is sometimes hell because I can feel all of their, especially when someone's angry, I lose my appetite sometimes because my stomach feels anxious, just feeling they're anxious. I can feel what they feel. And then when someone's really angry and they have really destructive thoughts, sometimes I get nauseated. So maybe this is why this crystal water is working for me. But I do pick up on these things, and sometimes it's a good and bad thing, honestly. But I don't know what time it is. I usually get on here, and usually the husband gets home at a certain time. Let me see what my phone connected to here says. Oh, it's only going on 8. Oh, I'm going to subscribe to you, the new subscriber. If you're a YouTube person and I can subscribe to you, I will because I feel it. I learned that on YouTube. Not YouTube, sorry, on Facebook. When I started over there, it was a camaraderie thing where all the creators supported one another, and if you wanted them to follow you had to follow them back. So if you are a YouTube creator, I will follow you back because I feel that as a YouTube community to be nice and happy. to one another, we should always try to support one another. And we do that a lot on Facebook. But honestly, I'm over here, obviously, mostly, so. But I liked that principle over there. I was in some groups over there, follow to follow, and I enjoyed them. And I like that how we all stuck up for each other to get follows because they used to say it puts bread on the table. I have bread on my table, but I like the idea that I was putting bread on someone's table. So I'm always going to subscribe back if I have a subscription that comes through because I appreciate you for subscribing because I don't expect anything. I'm getting my glasses back on to look at this. I just come over here because honestly, I'm 50 years old and my kids are older. And really, sometimes when you get my age, there's not a lot of hanging out with people because half of the people you know are sick or real sick or busy or dead. Not everybody yet at 50, but some of my friends are 70 and 80, so I usually get a couple people a year that die on me, which is sad in my life, but this kind of keeps my mind on things. Oh, okay. Well, thank you for subscribing. You're awesome. As well, Jennifer and I. Okay, Alfonsi. Alfonso. Okay, I'm just saying Alfonso. I think it's Alfonso. My question is, will Jennifer and I get back together and be... Oh, hello, Kumara. And get back together in a long-term romantic couple again. I could do a pathway on that, but just because I get one answer doesn't mean a circumstance can't change it. Depending on, we can find out what path Jennifer's in, which would be a lot easier to see if she would be ready for a long term relationship. But I could peek in on her path, but that's as far as I could go with that. And it's really not an invasion of privacy because I won't know every detail. I'll just know what path she's kind of in. And I guess we got to respect everyone for their paths. So, all right, this Jennifer, she's in a full moon in Leo in her life right now, which means she kind of is being a little egotistical. You know, Leo, the lions, they think they got like a lot of pride, a lot of I'm very good. They're feeling themselves. That's kind of what Leos like to do. But anyways, that's where she's at. And she has a lot of issues. She doesn't want to admit she's wrong. I'm picking that up. And because she don't want to admit she's wrong, some of these paths have not her. She hasn't passed any of these suggestions they gave her. She don't even knew them. She's surrounded by a balsamic moon and a first quarter moon. And the balsamic moon is just a time for healing. They want her to kind of get more acquainted with her inner self and see life for what it is and be the real her. And she wants to kind of follow others. I'm picking up she's a follower. And she wants a certain kind of life that really doesn't exist. And she's also surrounded by a first quarter moon, which pretty much is always talking about a commitment. And it's about commitment being tested out pretty much. And obviously, it's being tested by you because you want a long term relationship, but she's kind of in a, oh God, I'm trying to think the exact word so it doesn't come off rude. Self centered. That's it. She's being self centered, and they want her to start realizing the emotions of other people, and she's not doing it. So I don't know if I mean, maybe if she can get through all of that, possibly you could have a long commitment with her, but that's a lot to go through. So maybe if you talk to her, maybe she'll have a breakthrough and she'll realize that you guys are good together. I don't know. I'll pray for you. I'll meditate for you over some crystals while I'm drinking my crystal water, but that could go 50-50. And I would be real careful with that one because when you're got that much pride in you, you are not going to want to do the decent thing sometimes. They say that was Lucifer's greatest sin was being self-centered and vanity. So that could lead to bad things. So I'll keep you in my prayers, my friend. All right. I know energy pathway between me and R in this 3 weeks. All right, Priya, do you want me to do? Have you talked to him at all in 3 weeks? I could do his pathway. I mean, if you want me to find out why he's not talking to you or is. And all right, Trisha, you want a general reading? Okay. All right. Well, Paya, just put in the question and let me know if you just want me to do a pathway on him. That just would be a whole lot easier. And I will do Trisha's reading. All right, your general reading we'll just say for October. We'll just go with October for the general. You're in a full moon in Aquarius, which is always a fun path to be for the month. And this just means that you're a superstar and show the world who you are. So that's a really good path to be. And then you're surrounded by a supermoon and a new moon in Capricorn. A supermoon just means you've been working on some projects and you've been dealing with a lot of stuff going on in your life. And I feel it's love related and financial. And then you got a new moon in Capricorn, which is good. This just means your hard work's paying off. So I feel this month you're going to have more prosperity. And maybe at the end of the month, if you keep a real positive pathway, possibly new enlightenment with love. And it doesn't necessarily mean you have to find a new mate. It could mean that you guys were fighting and a renewal. You could have a renewal with the same lover for 20 years. It just means when you guys are fighting and you get through one course, it's a renewal, but it's the same person, but a renewal. And the longer you're with somebody, the more it's going to kind of work out like this. So I've went through renewal with my husband many a time. So you got to remember that too. You're not always switching up just because you're in renewal. Well, that's your general rating. Oh, oh, thank you. Yeah, Chong's over here. I done fixed my this computer and brought it back from the dead, and it's hard for me to move it. But he's taking a nap. Probably tomorrow I want to do a live dog walk because you guys probably want to see Chong, and I've just been doing so much cleaning. I haven't had a chance to do a stream like that because I've been just too involved with getting this house together for winter inspection for my apartment. I try to make sure everything's up, and then I gotta hide the cats because my dog's legal, but my cats aren't. I know it's terrible, but I had them before here. We pay a lot of money to be here. They got their own bedroom, and I'm always clean up after, and there's nothing wrong with the house. And we're getting ready to get another house anyway, so I tell my husband all the time this is tiny house living. I'm getting crates. And as I clean everything up, I'm labeling, organizing, and putting them in crates. And and I tell them we leave here, we're just taking some furniture, the others going to the trash and taking out crates. So when they get to the new house, it's all labeled. And I do recommend that if you guys are just trying to pick up, the best way to do is get storage bins and start stacking them up and label and keep on top of it. And by the time you go to move, it'll be so much smoother and organized. This is what I do all day. I just organize, clean, and do YouTube apparently. And then I work for my 3 days, my long days, and I think I'm through with my adjustment period with them. All right. I think I did use them, but I just swore I did. Yeah. All right. Atticus. All right. All right. I could do a general reading for you, Atticus, for this month. So it seems to be a popular October reading time. All right. Your general reading, Atticus, is you're in for October. You're in a gibbous moon, and this is a gold card. It just means you're close to achieving your goals. So that's good. I feel that they were money and they're money related due to location and family related. That's what I'm picking up, which is good. It's good to want money to support your family and stuff. That's what we're supposed to do. That's what we're put on the earth to do. And you're surrounded by a cardinal moon and a third quarter moon. And the cardinal moon is just telling you to be bold and make the first move. And the third quarter moon just means the adjustments have to be made. So I'm just picking up that something's going to happen in the money sector for you. And there's going to be an opportunity this October. Financially, like a crush type thing. I'm not saying it's going to be your true love, but somebody's going to have a crush on you. That's what I'm picking up. So This may work out long term, it may not, I don't know, but it's always fun to have a crush in the world. That's the way I look at it. I mean, if no one had a crush on you at all, it would kind of make you feel like an ogre and you'd be sad. So sometimes somebody having a small crush on you isn't the worst thing in the world. Even if you're married or whatever. Depends on where you go with it. That makes it bad. So I'll put this down a second. Must be a long day at that restaurant for him. He's been all day at that restaurant telling me how he works 6 days a week. All the time. All the time. It's crazy. And then he wants a baby and he works all the time. And it's like, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, at this point, we were thinking about adoption or something, but I would have to save up money. We'd have to get a bigger place. So we're just living our best life over here. I mean, Rachel Ray and some famous people, when they're together, don't have big kids. So we would eventually like one, even if we had to adopt one. But we'll see where the world what takes me. You never know. It could turn out really bad or real good for me. But I'm just really glad my page came back today. I really am. Didn't know what to. I was just gonna jump on Instagram and just call it and try to figure out what the heck I did. I know I've sometimes yelled at people that because I had all the questions coming through too quick. All right, Priya, current pathway towards R. Has this person actually called you or what kind of messages is he like texting? All right, let me get a general reading for tomorrow. Okay, I'll do your general reading and then try to figure out how to get pilot. Is that Priya's question here? How to phrase that one? All right, MMC. I like that. Isn't I think the MMC isn't I think that's some kind of I don't know martial arts or something, or it could be wrong. It could be something else. But it's a very cool tagger name you got there. But your pathway for tomorrow is a wax crescent moon, and that's have faith in your dreams. You also got a full moon Sagittarius and a full moon Capricorn. And your full moon in Sagittarius just says that you have to look at the bigger picture and maybe just see, just see your goals and just see it's going to take time and you got to steps before you get to the end result. Just basic physics here. And then you have a full moon of Capricorn tomorrow. And this just signifies the end of a rough cycle. So honestly, I just feel that maybe I feel you're gonna be fine, but you might be depressed going in there, but I feel whatever you have is gonna be fine. Your workday is gonna be okay. It's just that you might have to wait a little bit for something. So I feel you're gonna be okay. And it's the end of a rough cycle, so whatever's going on and that in your day tomorrow, at least the rough cycle's done. Alright, now Priya. Okay, we'll just do pathway and what R's doing. Okay, now these things are coming up restricted. I don't know. Alright, R, he is he's in a new moon in Cancer, and this just means that him and his loved ones are safe. He's doing family things. And he's surrounded by a full moon in Pisces and a cardinal moon. So it's telling him to balance spirituality and practicality, which means just kind of try to see what his inner self really wants. I guess that would be the easiest way to explain that. The cardinal moon is just saying to be bold and make the first move. So I don't know. I just feel like this is undecided for R. I feel it's an undecided kind of thing. Oh, okay. I don't know. It's still 50-50. I did your reading for you. I don't know. I mean, honestly, he may he may not come back. It really is his choice, but maybe somebody nice will come in your life to replace him. Generally, if you lose one person, another person will come, but you got to let that other person go for another person to come in. And sometimes if you focus so much on that person, sometimes they never come back. It's happened to me a couple times, Priya. It's it's terrible. And you feel bad and worthless and everything else and used. I get it. And it's hard. But maybe just get a spa day or just maybe just get together with the girls, eat ice cream and stuff, and just try to do what you need to do and kind of get over your worries. And it's hard, especially if you've been intimate. I get it. That's why I'm not a fan of having sex before marriage. I'm not a fan of it. I feel if it's someone that you've known for a long while and it's been a couple months or so, possibly, but I think it shouldn't be everybody sleeping around with all these numbers. There's too much stuff going around, and it's a lot for to break up, and break up is hard to do, and it rips your heart out. So it's terrible, and it's one of life's things that is hard. It's hard if it's your lover, your child, your friend. It's hard all together to be rejected. Rejection is one of the worst things that could happen to you in life. Rejection of any kind. All right, you got Kumara, current energies of Siebel towards me. No contact. Alright, I could do. Oh, you're welcome, Priya. I'm here for you if you get depressed. Maybe put some of those quartz crystals in your water. And maybe just try to do those go and get that. I don't know, just look at maybe just try to meditate and over some healing crystals. I mean, I'm down to drink a crystal water, so my husband's afraid of the crystal water. So if you're afraid of the crystal water, maybe just pray over the crystals and listen to soothing music. Sometimes that helps. All right. For energy. All right. We'll find out here. All right. That whole question pathway is in a third quarter moon. And this just means that he's making adjustments. Adjustments are required, so and I guess that with some part of these adjustments are not talking to you because he's trying to find himself. And there's a new moon of Pisces that surround him and a waxing moon. A new moon in Pisces, it just means that they want him to meditate and find out what he really wants in a person and out of life, which is the bigger thing because love is only one sector of her life. He has a lot of stuff going on. And then there's a waxing moon, and this is when energy is gaining momentum. And it's just saying that he's starting to kind of realize what he wants. Maybe just give him a little time to kind of find himself and figure out what he wants in life. That's what I would do. And just try to do something to keep yourself occupied. Find a hobby. I have to keep myself occupied all the time and I have probably I don't know, I probably have over 20 hobbies. That's a lot. I have a tons and tons of them. All right. Yvette, you want a general for October, so I'll get to you. All right. Let me get yours. It's a very exciting month. I'm hoping now that I got the whole house sparkly clean and scrubbed down and floorboards, I'm hoping to get some really good decorations up. I have a sketching of the Reaper I put up in my living room. I'm gonna get another big one for in there too. I'm not paying one money for a Halloween decoration when I can sketch and do things. All right, all right, Yvette. You are in a mutual moon for the month of October. And this is not a bad place to be. It just means nothing is set in stone. If something you want to change in your life, you can. Now, October would be your time to shine. Change your whatever around, maybe change a course. Changing course sometimes can make you happy or unhappy. It kind of depends on the situation. And then you're surrounded by a new moon in Aquarius and a new moon in Leo. And a new moon Aquarius is it's a love card. It's just saying to bring love into the situation. And love doesn't always have to be romantic love. You can love your dog, you can love your mom, your dad. You can love a lot of things. It just means you closed yourself off from love and to learn to love something else. Maybe I don't know. Since you have a good soul, maybe try to get a dog from a animal shelter. I got me a dog, and it really kind of helped me a lot. If you can, I mean, if you're in a situation you can save an animal, why, you could try to do that too. And then maybe you guys can save each other. Me and Chong saved each other literally. And then you got a new moon in Leo, and this just is about confidence. It's just saying confidence the key to your success. This is saying you don't have enough confidence in yourself. So maybe just do things to try to make yourself feel better, and that's how you build your confidence. I mean, I had a low self esteem, drama at work. It happens to us all. You can have drama anywhere. You might get enough. See, maybe a dog will help you. My son was acting up and had a and he chose a girl over his family, and the girl hated us because she was doing bad things, and I was depressed. It threw me in depression, and I got a dog, and it helped me through all that with my younger son. And it helped me get through a lot of anxiety and everything. So, I mean, why not? And I just say go to the shelter because they're the most grateful. They really are. And puppies, I mean, he was a really sick puppy, but I didn't care. I got him for free. I just fixed him up and I could leave him up in this house and he doesn't bother none of my stuff and we have a good relationship. He pulled me out of a lot of stuff. So I'm thinking a dog can help you, but and I don't say this to everybody because these dogs, if in the wrong hands of people, get abused. But I feel that you're a fellow dog lover like me, so I think that would be great for you. And just pick your soul pet. I don't pick the one that comes by that's on sale or whatever. I pick the one that comes to me that I have a connection with. That's how I get all of my animals. I don't buy none of them. It's just they come to me or I go to the shelter and whatever when I feel a connection with. I feel you can get your spirit animal that way. I feel me and Chong are kindred spirits. So I feel that's how you get them, and it's better to have a spirit animal. But this is only my opinion. You can find your spirit animal at a breeder, but I I do blog on Facebook all the time about how we should help out shelter animals, and I do support all animal services. All the people saving animals. Dogs are family, and all of them. I try to be subscribed to all of them, and I always recommend anybody to subscribe to anybody that's helping out animals because I love them and they're so innocent and they don't they don't know what to do when a big human's coming by and doing whatever. And sometimes their voices are not heard. That's just how it is. But you're welcome. All right, Priya. You want a general for 1 week. I could give you like a general reading, but you can always get another one of like another day. Sometimes you have, depending on how busy you are in life, sometimes you can have more than one path in 1 month. You got to keep that in mind too. I probably go through 20 paths in 1 month, depending on the day. But your pathway, you're in a full moon in Capricorn. And this just signifies you're at the end of a tough cycle. So, and you're surrounded by a fixed moon and a new moon. And a fixed moon just means to hold your dreams, remember them, and believe in your dreams. Hold your vision of what you want and don't give up. And then you're surrounded by the new moon, which is a new start. New starts are good to have. Sometimes a new start, when you start somewhere and you miss the other one and you're crying the whole entire time, and then when the whole situation is done, you go, well, I'm kind of glad I'm not in that situation because this situation is better, but sometimes it takes a lot for us to leave a situation to find out. So, oh, hello. All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and take me a break. I am coming on tomorrow. I do get off at 3. I'm going to probably do a live chat tomorrow and with Chong when I'm walking him. So, and then I'll probably come on, but I get out at 3, so it'll probably be like, I don't know, about 5 or something. I'll come on. And then I do have my 212s, but it might be later streams for that because a lot of times through the week he works late on the weekend. So at least Saturday I'll probably be able to come on like for an hour. Oh, you're welcome, Priya. But I am coming on tomorrow evening again. So, and I'm gonna grab something to eat, and I'll see you guys tomorrow after work, and hopefully I have a good day at work. Sometimes these work people drive me nuts. They got so much chaotic energy. They make Lucifer look like he's calm. But anyways, I'm gonna let you guys go, and thank you for subscribing and things like that. And I appreciate everybody. But I'm gonna end this and take Chong outside, and I thank all you guys for being my friends. I really do. I appreciate you guys because you guys are awesome. Okay, there you go.